Hello. So I didn't get as much done as I was hoping I would today, but I finished up a first draft of stuff for um here comes the demon. For my RPG system. I have things written out. I kind of have an idea of how I want it to play now. I just need to draw up a character sheet format of some kind to make it happen. I got to figure out how I want to lay things out and how I want to put things together. But um, I think I have a general idea, but I'm not really much in the way of like a graphic designer or anything like that. So we'll see how it goes. Um, I'm not gonna ask anyone else to help put stuff together for it though. Like I just want to put together for myself and then be able to teach people how to play in the system and run games in it. Literally the whole goal with it has been like get people playing a game on stream easily. Uh, Not a whole lot of setup needed. Like, because the one thing that does end up happening consistently is people wait until the very last minute when it's like, okay, we're supposed to be starting. Oh wait, I need to do all this stuff with my character. Every time. Doesn't matter if you're streaming, just playing for fun with friends or anything like that. You could also just be like, let me know, like every single day. Let me know if you need any help. Let me know if you've got any questions. I'm right here. I know all about the system. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out which hand is which because it doesn't mirror. It doesn't function as a mirror for me. So this hand shows up as on my right when I'm looking at it, and I'm expecting it to be a mirror. So yeah. Anyway, um, you know, I'll be sitting there like, I know a lot about this system that we're running in. Let me get stuff done. And so I just want to make something that was like literally minimal possible effort to get a character set. You just have to have a concept, some stuff that they're good at, some stuff that is going to be like a fault of theirs. And then if you're playing in any virtual tabletop, um, you literally will have a dice roller thing, but you could also just play with d6 is the whole goal of this. The whole motivation for even creating the system was actually inspired by Dread, which is a lot more of a complex system. The book is probably when printed out that thick, I think. It's like a 16 page. Do I have it? Do I have it around? I'm gonna look this up while I work on stuff. I don't have it there. Do I have it in my drive? Do I have it in my drive? I don't know where. I don't know where the rule set went because I had the PDF for Dread, which is a game that uses a Jenga tower as a metaphor for things getting harder, and it's basically supposed to be like a horror movie esque concept, in that you as the game goes on, the game gets harder to succeed, and eventually someone's going to fail, and it's going to end horribly for them. Those of you who know the system, awesome. You already know what I'm talking about for the Jenga tower. Those of you who don't, I recommend going and looking it up. It's actually a really cool system. I just need to figure out where I forgot the files sit, because I don't have them sitting on my drives, as far as I know, which is frustrating because I want to run that system at some point, but it has to be run in person because the only way to make it work is with physical things that actually require the person to do a manual thing of dexterity. Um, that said, I oh, excuse me. I really want to run games on stream. The whole point of this system is this allows people to be a little more role play heavy rather than uh, build heavy, because that's the biggest problem I think with Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons, maybe before fifth edition, um, and a lot of other systems is they tend to still be very numbers oriented and like, oh, I made my character capable of doing this, and like the dice just say that this happens, and I kind of want to force people to like play through the thing, like actually think and actually be in the situation rather than just like the dice say it happens, so it happens. You know, like obviously there's going to be things where like someone wants to play a character that they can't really portray well themselves because, you know, like they want to play some crazy like scientific genius, but they don't have a whole lot of science knowledge themselves. It's still going to be fair to be like, well, can my character come up with some kind of solution based off of this? You know, still lean on the GM as a crutch to be like, okay, here's, yes, your scientific knowledge can come up with this. Do you have anything in mind as to how you would want this to go? Like, do you want this to be some kind of crazy invention? Do you want this to be, look, that kind of stuff? I think that would be a, you know, still acceptable to do. It was like your character would know you don't know because you don't have your character's knowledge, just like your character technically shouldn't have your knowledge, except where the two overlap. Uh, so I regardless, I want it to be something that I can get diverse groups of people playing in something. And also I wanted it to be something that's more of a setting neutral system, because a lot of systems unfortunately are very much built with their own world in mind. Um, and a lot of the stuff makes sense within that world. And then once you start leaving that world, it stops making sense. So I just wanted something that was a neutral setting, or setting neutral, so that it could be used to play any kind of game that we wanted to play. If we want to play a cyberpunk game, awesome. If we want to play a steampunk game, awesome. If we want to play a fantasy game, hell yeah. If we want to play a modern setting, we absolutely can do. We want to play comic book heroes, we can play comic book heroes. And like, yes, there are other systems that exist for it, but a lot of them are a lot more complicated to be able to teach people how to play. And I don't even actually fully understand them myself. So no. Yeah. That's been the whole goal of what I was working on today. Yesterday I ended up going and reworking like everything on my stream deck to just make it easier to actually do all of my projects and make uploads happen and all that kind of stuff, because I'd gotten absolutely sick of how clumsy things felt. And I also want to keep reworking the stuff as it relates to my profiles for stream purposes, because I miss using some of the toys that I created for myself, like the soundboard. I barely use anymore. I used to use it all the time, like 2, 3 years ago, and I haven't really used it in the last year and a half at least. Um, No, granted, I also have a lot more complicated. Uh, that's what it is. Okay. I have a lot more complicated library because I have many more sounds, but yeah, I want to be able to use that. I want to use the close up and hyper close up a little bit more. I want to use the what else? What else do I not really use? I want to go back and forth between just chatting and stuff like that sometimes. I do want to actually like open things up more to like discourse with chat and actually have discussions about things, because I miss having a lot of more wordy conversations about what's going on. Um, Additionally, I want to start creating some tech. Don't chew that. Um, some other things, and I want to start using StreamerBot to help automate some other stuff. Particularly, I would love to be able to actually make it work out that it's easy for me to also put sounds through Discord using my soundboard and all of that. So we'll see how it goes. I still have to figure out a lot of stuff there. And then I also just want to build some other stuff to have like a raider welcome thing, because I know a lot of people do like the video and stuff like that, and I don't really want to do a video. I want it to actually be something that I am genuinely saying every single time, because even if I'm following the same script, genuinely doing it feels like more of an authentic experience to do for people. So that is more or less the goal. So yeah. Anyway, be excellent to each other. Be excellent to yourselves. See you in the next one. Bye bye.